Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
My stomach is a mess.
Ooh, what's going on?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's the tuna. I mixed tuna with sour cream, Dijon, and like a flaky oregano salt.
Okay.
And then I toasted up a pita, put arugula on the pita, put my little tuna sour cream, Dijon, salt, garlic powder mixture with red pepper flakes on that. And then covered that in kimchi.
Oh my God.
And then covered that in Trader Joe's vegan kale cashew pesto, and then had like a couple of glasses, like pints of 3-day-old coffee. And I don't know which of those things is making my stomach upset, but my stomach is like rumbling.
I think you could like market that entire recipe that you just said as like liquid shart.
Oh, is that a new cleanse? The Glazer cleanse?
Yeah, like shart in a bottle.
Yeah.
It's
old coffee, vegan pesto, kimchi
with sour cream and pesto. Must have been wild. How did it taste?
Bad.
Wow.
It was bad. It is bad.
Well,
it's still bad.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you okay right now? You're okay to record?
Well, I have a pillow over my stomach. If that's any. Oh, by the way, we're in a new studio. So if you haven't followed us on YouTube yet, at Weed and Grub, or on Instagram at Weed and Grub, or on TikTok at Mike and Mary Jane, check out the new studio. We're upgrading with producer Mark. We got pictures. We got a couch. Everything's looking and feeling fresh, except for my guts.
Yeah. Yeah. Here at Petty Cash Studios.
Yeah.
Looking nice. Looking fly. Well, I'm sorry you're feeling weird. We need to take a break so you can run to hold on to the bowl while you get rid of some stuff in there.
Okay.
I understand.
Things are bad for my stomach right now. Oh, is this going to be too gross and blue for the top of an episode?
Maybe, but let's forge ahead.
What happened when Walt was visiting and we all went to Village Idiot to have dinner?
Yes.
And I got that kale Caesar salad with grilled chicken on it.
Yep.
The chicken was so dry. It was a terrible Caesar salad.
Oh no.
But I ate it. And when I stood up, I thought I was going to shit my pants. Like, it felt like, you know how a hose is kinked? I felt like my intestines were kinked because I was sitting down. And when I stood up, they unkinked and it all just went whoosh and just like sat in my butt. And I penguin walked with you all back towards your place. And then I told you, I'll just reveal it here. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the Improv because I'm going to record my special there. And instead, I found the nearest scooter and just clenched and scootered all the way home. And so, yeah, I don't know what's going on with me, but it's consistent, if nothing else.
Wowzers. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe some psyllium husks and some fiber and a little water. Maybe some lemon
I don't need
juice.
more fiber. Fiber is what's getting me into this mess.
I feel like you need fiber. It sounds like you're just, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to diagnose, but I do feel like maybe like a little cleanse. You could do like a little eating cleanse. Like have you ever done a quick short like 3 or 5 day cleanse where you just like cut out caffeine?
I mix kimchi with vegan pesto and drink 3-day-old coffee by the pint.
That's the Mike Glazer cleanse.
That's it.
Nice. Some people do cayenne with maple syrup and lemon juice, and but you've got your own recipe there.
Yeah, I'm coming
out. Well, you're looking very slender, so obviously
that's
it's
another
working.
way of saying gaunt in this situation. I mean, dehydrated.
Did you ever hear about when people used to actually take tapeworm eggs in order to lose weight? Have you ever heard of that craziness?
I have, but it's also one of my worst queasy things is like worms and maggots and parasites, anything invasive in you. Yeah. And I've seen tapeworm pictures, and it truly I can't handle it.
The ick factor with that one is high.
Yeah.
What a spicy beginning to an app. Just talking all about the most disgusting stuff up top.
Well, what up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
Well, and it's called Weed and Grub. That's so funny. Welcome to Weed and Grub, everyone. This is a podcast about comedy,
cannabis,
cooking,
culture,
calling shit out,
and intestinal tract trouble, evidently, today.
Yeah, psyllium husks. This episode is brought to you by psyllium husks. Use code Joe Rogan to get your own psyllium husks.
And bentonite clay. I'm sure. There was a cleanse that some friends of mine did many years ago where it was psyllium husks and bentonite clay. And you basically like, it's like putting a pipe cleaner through your intestinal tract. And by the end of it, there's this like weird, gross black stuff that you're supposed to poop out and see in the toilet. And at the end of that cleanse, they were told by someone who was like actually a dietitian or a nutritionist or something that black thing you see at the end is the bile from your bile duct, which isn't supposed to leave your body.
Oh, really?
As far as I can remember, yeah. I think that like they'd gone
Because
through
you
the
need bile. Like you
Yes,
need
it
acid.
operates in your. It has a purpose.
Whoa.
It was. I just remember hanging out with them while they were doing that cleanse, and they just got weaker and weaker, and they kept saying, "We feel so good." And I was like, I don't know, guys. It's like Gwyneth Paltrow and her freaking like living on bone broth. That bitch is gaunt.
I can see her skeleton, her face bones.
Yeah,
I can see her
nuts.
face bones.
She looks nuts. And like, again, I mean, and I think this is a trigger for a lot of people around weight and stuff. So I don't want to really like get too much into it, but it is weird when someone's promoting like a healthy lifestyle and you're like, people did talk about it with her because they're like, this sounds like disordered eating. This doesn't sound like great for you. And again, like I'm not super educated around like, what clean eating is versus, like, because I think that's what she's trying to promote. But yeah, I don't feel like qualified to say too much about it. And I do know it's a tricky topic. So,
well, I obviously don't have the answers either. So maybe we do move on because
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Awesome.
I also brought this soda. I got ramen the other night and I could order this Japanese soda called Ramune.
Ooh,
And it has a marble in it.
cool.
And it's expensive because it has an exotic Japanese fruit.
Oh, what is
flavor.
it?
Some kind of melon.
And
so you punch the top and a marble falls in, and that's how you drink it. So I thought we could try it.
Let's do it. Oh, whoa! You're actually shaking the backdrop here.
Shit.
Not so easy. Whoa! This is.
Oh, you
this
know
is
what
a
I bet I
hard-
do?
This is hard to open. Oh, you flip the top over and then press down with the nipple. There's a nipple on the cap. And we're
Man, I had all these ideas for content today so far.
And it's
Oh, you take the
nipple.
nipple out of the tit
Yep.
and then you hit the tit.
Okay,
or
great.
then you hit the nip.
Go. Nice.
Cool. Oh, and the marble floats in there.
And
This
then
is a fun sip.
All right.
And our buddy, who I'm going to bring up later too, for a couple reasons. Shout out to Joel Hadley. He's been touring all over Thailand,
Man,
Japan.
follow Brother Elephant on IG to see some fantastic like night market food fun content from Joel, who's living the life of Riley, as they say. What's it taste like? I'm like sticking my arm out because
I know.
Hand it the fuck over.
Like a little baby.
How is
Okay. I will reserve until you taste, and then maybe we can see what we both think about
This
it.
is like a taste test app, right?
It is a big
We gotta-
taste test app. Yeah, we have a lot of food things planned for this one, which I'm also excited about. A lot of friends are coming through.
Mhm.
So what do you think? Well, you've had double sips.
I find that underwhelming.
You find it underwhelming.
Yeah. It's kind of a nothing burger for me. It's just like slightly sweet carbonated. I don't taste melon at all.
It's $3.80 for that.
Wow, what a giant ripoff.
Okay, there we go. Because I agree with you. It's like slightly sweet. I'm not a big melon guy anyway. I feel like cantaloupe, honeydew, it just reminds me of a mannequin. Like
Right.
that's what a mannequin tastes like.
It's the filler in any fruit salad.
100%. Yeah,
total ball.
styrofoam with a touch of honey.
Yeah.
And so this tastes bad.
Yeah, I don't like it. And I'm surprised that you have to pay that much to get that kind of crappy quality.
You're really smart, Mary Jane. Has there
Oh,
ever
thanks.
been a study that says like the older you get, the less tolerant of like white sugar you are? Because I feel
don't
like
know.
I bit into I know you're allergic to peanut butter, but I was craving a Nutrageous the other day. And I don't know if Reese's changed their peanut butter recipe because of supply chain, but it just tasted so overly sweet and less like I remember. Like I remember it having this delicious candy peanut butter flavor, chocolate, and now it just tastes like sugar to me. And I don't know if it's the age and taste bud situation or if they're changing the recipe, but every American candy just tastes like nothing to me.
Interesting.
It's so crazy.
I think your palate does definitely change with age. And I don't know anything about it like scientifically, but I wonder if it's because they're replacing cane sugar with corn syrup, maybe in some of these instances. Like
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't eat like you said, I can't eat those peanutty chocolates. So I don't know what they would taste like if they were made correctly.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's still some things I love that taste like, and it's real sweet.
What?
What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm not saying it on here. This is a show for children.
Are we gonna do a little unboxing?
We must. Shout out to please hide my address.
Oh yeah, okay.
Man, we met Ed through friends,
Mutual friends.
And then he started helping us with our content. And then he was in Edinburgh. It was the summer of Ed.
It was so fantastic. We ran around like total lunatics.
It was so fun. And then Ed was like, guys, I would love to keep helping you with your content, but I don't have time. My company is taking off. I would love to send you guys a couple boxes of things to try. So hold on, I got to do a swipe.
Oh,
because we have a screen now.
Yeah, we got
There's
pictures.
Ed.
There's Ed. If you're checking out our YouTube, look at that friendly smile. What a good guy. And so oh my God, this is beautiful. Okay, Kingfisher THC infused syrup. It's a variety of simple syrups. It's gorgeous. This packaging is incredible. Pour, stir, and enjoy. And there are 3 flavors in this first box that I've opened. I've got ginger, honey, and pineapple. And it's basically like for cocktails or mocktails. You can just like add them as a little, fit like a little THC to your tonic, or mix a drink with it. And
so because I'm a SodaStream addict. I love, like, for Christmas you got me like one of the best gifts I've ever received. SodaStream.
Nice.
New bottles, new air canister, and a bunch of flavors. And every night I'm just like soda streaming and smoking weed and watching sneaker videos on YouTube.
That sounds awesome.
So Ed wrote, Mike, hope all is well with the pod. Enclosed is the reason I fell off the face of the earth. Hope you enjoy, Ed. And it's with a Ratatouille critic picture. And so Kingfisher, what did he send you?
I got the 1 ounce variety of simple syrups, and it's the 3 flavors: ginger, honey, and pineapple. And I'm about to taste this ginger.
Oh, wait, if we have 3, we have an extra one here.
We have 4. He sent us a total of 4 to share.
What, should we do a little giveaway?
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Let's do a giveaway on our Instagram. We will put this on our Instagram.
Oh my God.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, sorry. While you were talking, I couldn't help myself. I just tasted this
Which
ginger.
one are you trying?
The ginger. Whoa, that's fantastic. I would put that in any simple syrup and like SodaStream fizzy water, but also you could mix this into like I feel like you could have it like with a little bit of fruit juice to add like a gingery zing.
I just learned what's in a Moscow Mule because we were hanging out with homie Leonard and he drinks whiskey mules and they were delicious. I would hit that into a whiskey mule any day of the week.
Yep, ginger and lime. It's and there's 10 ounces per bottle, or 10 milligrams per bottle. So this is like, wow, it's pretty fucking potent and delicious.
Honey, pineapple, and ginger. Yeah,
Oh my
let's do
God,
a
that's
giveaway
good.
on our Instagram.
Fantastic.
I'm going to make it up right now.
Okay.
It's going to be that picture of Ed, and it's going to be his Kingfisher products on our Instagram. And underneath it, you have to follow whatever Ed's Instagram is for this, and you have to follow us. And what's the call to action? What should be like what you would mix Kingfisher with for a drink, for a THC infused drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Easy peasy. And then we'll pick a winner April 1st.
Great. April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Thank you, Ed. These are beautiful, and I'm excited to experiment and like get into the kitchen with these. I feel like also you could pour the pineapple over some ice cream.
Ooh,
You know?
yeah. Greek yogurt, some almonds.
You and your yogurt, man.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem.
I'm too much of a cream boy.
You're a cream boy. You'd like the sour creams and the yogurts. and
Your
everything.
cat Bobo bit me, and he's a radioactive cat. And
Yeah.
now I'm a cream boy.
He's infected you with his love for that juicy cream.
Could I try a little splash?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
It's so freaking, I mean, that is like, the second you taste it, you can just tell that he's just like rendered down like 1,000 pounds of ginger into this beautiful syrup.
It is
in this
fresh.
giant
It is
vat.
clean.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed, congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations. This is so freaking cool.
I'm so glad you fell off the face of the earth because this is a big deal. Made with love in Brooklyn. Awesome.
Did you say Brooklyn?
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, NYC?
Yeah. That's how I've always said it.
You say a D in the end?
Brooklyn.
I heard a D.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Whoa.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
How do you say it?
Brooklyn.
I say Brooklyn. Mark, what are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Just
Brooklyn.
adding a D on the end there. Brooklyn. I've never heard that before. Great.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean,
Thank you, Ed.
It's interesting. Especially because like I do feel like my palate is changing a lot.
Well, the other night, that was so crazy when we were eating the leftovers from my Korean hot pot. Shout out. Oh, I'm going to talk about that and get to that in a second. But it was the super spicy tom yum broth, and you were like overpowered by how freaking spicy it was. And that was so weird for me because I feel like you have a much higher spice tolerance than I do.
I thought I did too. One, it was delicious. The
Yes.
tom yum broth was so good.
Yeah.
But the sides of my tongue, my lips, under my tongue, and my throat
Yeah.
were on fire in a delicious way, but a like intense. I would give it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
wild because it didn't affect me that way at all. In fact, it only affected like the very, very tip of my tongue. And I could just drink that broth back like it was nothing. And it was so strange for me that it literally hit our mouths and our taste buds in different ways. And I was thinking how like maybe that's sort of like how cannabinoids interact with our endocannabinoid system. Like different cannabis hits people differently and it's overpowering for some, and some people have to be low dosers. Like my tolerance, no matter how much I smoke, I'm never going to be one of those people who can do like big fat dabs or like 100 milligram edible and feel normal. Like it really does affect me pretty immediately. I'm very sensitive to stuff. So I was thinking how like that's like with spice too.
Wow,
like
it must be. That makes so much sense.
Different spice hits you differently because I have seen you like take on way spicier foods than I'm capable of eating. Like you get that ghost pepper vindaloo at Badmash, right?
Oh, yeah. And I love it. I love when
Ooh.
my scalp feels like I feel like I'm Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Do you know who Ghost Rider is?
I do.
Okay, yeah. When I eat that spicy vindaloo, I feel like I'm Ghost Rider. It's awesome. That's so. I don't want to lose the cannabinoid thread yet, though, because we were doing the Gateway show in San Diego last night, and we were smoking infused Jeter joints for it,
Mhm.
and I was uncomfortably high for 20 minutes. It was like that infused joint. I always get too high. It's a sativa. I'm vibrating on an anxiety level that is uncomfortable. Cut to 20 minutes later, right in the pocket, right where I want to be. But when I smoke like Stony Moose Alaska joints, that comfortable pocket is immediate, and I don't have to metabolize or whatever it is.
Right. You don't crash into the ceiling before coming back down kind of thing.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so it has to be the same when it comes to like palates.
Yeah. I just, it was so interesting to me that like for the first time in our friendship, you were actually not like, you were less able to tolerate the spice than I was. And it just seemed like it was a different spice. It was so crazy.
But we have the same tongues.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we do.
But no, well, because like every drawing I've ever seen is like bitter is here, sweet is
Oh,
here, sour is here. And
right.
so like all of our tongue maps are the same.
I guess so.
So I guess maybe it is like the cannabinoid, the tongue bud receptors within each area
Right.
are different.
I guess so.
That's what you're saying, right?
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what I'm saying. I'm interested to learn more about. So I'm starting the Cannabis Media Fellowship with the University of Vermont next week, and we're going to learn all about plant biology and chemistry, and also pharmacology, and like hopefully we'll learn a lot about the endocannabinoid system and how it actually works. I'd like to know a little more because I've been writing about it for a long time, and I have a very sort of like basic understanding just from having interviewed people who really do know a lot about it. So I will report back if I do learn anything about how it like connects to those. Maybe the spice connects to our taste buds like weed connects to the CB1 and CB2 receptors.
Sounds like a thesis paper.
Sounds like I'm going to be writing something about it.
You're going back to school. Congratulations. It's so
Thank
exciting
you.
that you got this massive big deal fellowship.
Thank you. I'm really stoked to be in school and be, like really challenged. I know that it's going to kick my ass. I talked to my editor, Liz from Rolling Stone, who did it last year. And she was like, it's, be prepared. It's a lot of work. There's a lot because they don't, the program is not made for the media fellows. The program is actually made for people who are studying plant biology and all these things, who are like at that university level and pursuing, a career in cannabis, truly like plant touching people. And so I know that the bar is going to be set really high for us to like come in and start learning.
Damn right. That's how it should be.
I'm stoked.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor? Like if you were to only have one taste bud, which one would you choose?
Oh, vinegar.
So you like an acidy bite. Would that
I
be
love a
in the
tang.
sour? Yeah, like a soury kind of
the
an area?
tang. Yep, that's what I seek. Like my comfort food more often than not is salt and vinegar chips.
Ooh.
way more than sweets or like fats or any of that kind of stuff, or like creamy, buttery, anything. I want like that zingy. It makes me feel alive.
Oh, wait, what's your taste bud? What's your top taste bud then? If vinegar is top, which it would be like an acidity, what would be 2, 3, 4?
Oh, top taste buds. Yeah, like vinegary. And then after that, I want whatever ramen is, like kind of umami,
The fifth,
earthy.
the mystery.
But I just love, well, ramen for me is the perfect food. Also hot pot, like anything where it's like everything bubbling together and you're just, like I love French cuisine and the simplicity of like a beautifully done bavette steak with some French fries. Don't get me wrong, but like I really do love like all of the flavors in a big bubbling broth. So I don't know, whatever that is.
Umami.
Well, I don't think it's umami. What is umami anyway?
It's the fifth taste.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 4D, right? Well, what if there was a fifth D? It'd be umami.
I mean, I kind of know what umami is when I have it, but I don't know if I would be able to accurately describe it or why I like it.
Well, thanks to our new studio, umami is a category of taste in food that includes sweet, sour, salt, and bitter.
That corresponds to the flavor of glutamates, especially monosodium glutamate, MSG. That still doesn't tell me what it tastes like.
It's all the flavors. You're a glutton for flavor. You're
okay,
a flavor
so
glutton.
I like a zing and then everything. How about you? What are your favorites? Obviously, you're a freaking cream boy.
I have a cream boy.
Yeah. Is that your top?
My top flavor is probably, I wouldn't expect it to be, but I think it's sour. I think sour for me always has me reaching for more, especially once my tongue gets fuzzy from all of the sourness.
Mhm.
Like I feel like my tongue grows like hair or something. Like it has such a fuzzy numb quality to it that I really love.
What kind of sour are you talking? Like kombucha fermented sour, that kind of sour?
Like lemon, lemon.
That citrus zing.
I love a citrus.
Mhm.
And then after that heat, I'm pretty addicted to sugar in like a bad way, like in a way. Did I ever tell you on here about when I was so poor in Chicago and I got coupons for Dunkin' Donuts, and it was like 2 dozen donuts for like $5.99.
Wow.
And so one night for dinner, I ate 9 Dunkin' Donuts, like Boston cream filled, glazed, chocolate, fritter, and then I just like went into a sugar coma and lied on my side moaning for the rest of the night.
Mhm.
And my body couldn't handle it, but also I couldn't stop myself. I don't have control when it comes to like cakes and ice creams and things. I really, once I have one,
Yeah.
boy, oh boy, it's all my brain can think about. So I like, it would be my number 1, but I have to put it at like number 3 or 4 for like health reasons.
Totally.
Yeah.
I used to,
Yeah.
when I was in high school or junior high, I guess, I used to sometimes just melt an entire pint of Haagen-Dazs and drink it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was that?
Terrible.
Oh, because it sounds quite nice.
Yeah.
Wait, but warm? Or would you like melt it to a...
I would melt it and then drink it sort of like it was a milkshake, except it was just pure liquid ice cream.
But what's the temp of the cream?
Cold.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you're not like it's not bubbling in your microwave.
No, I'm not
Okay.
trying to drink hot liquid ice cream. That would be insane. I'm a reasonable person, Mike. Come on.
We're on another podcast coming up, and I don't want to step on their bit, but
Yeah.
it does sound like you like warm ice cream.
It was when I was like 13 and I was playing water polo. So like, you remember when like, I'm sure in your hockey days, you ate like, 8,000 calories a day or whatever. It was
Mhm.
like back in that time when I was playing water polo and I was like burning off so much that I could do that. And it didn't really affect me other than make me feel kind of gross.
And well, fuck. Okay, so if I'm gonna share quickly about my ice cream hockey athlete days, and
Mhm.
I want to hear all about your hot pot adventure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because we have video and it's like ready to go. But because I would always have a routine that started the night before a hockey game. Like my prep was prep. You know what I mean? And so the night before, because we were a family where we didn't have a ton of money, and so it was like a lot of Hot Pockets, a lot of Buttig meat, a lot of hot dogs, and Healthy Choice ice cream, because I thought that was a better thing to eat,
Mhm.
and it had all those fake sugars in it. And I would eat out of a 2-gallon or whatever the fucking pint thing is. I would eat around the edge until I felt like I was going to get a shutout, and then I would take one more bite for luck, and then that one last bite for luck, I would have to start all over again. And there were some nights before a game when I would eat an entire thing of Healthy Choice ice cream, trying to get the right feeling from that ice cream that I would have a great game. And I can only imagine from the preservatives and how bad that healthy choice stuff really actually was for you. And it was sold as a, alternative to full cream that would actually satisfy you. And you might take 3 bites and you're like, okay, I'm kind of good on this. And instead, I would sometimes eat an entire thing of that before a game. And the next day I'd be so sick. And then I'd play in the game and I'd do really well. And I was like, oh, it must be my like pregame rituals of eating an entire thing of ice cream.
Wild.
Yeah. It got pretty severe.
It's not uncommon, I think, with athletes though, right? Like wearing the same socks for, an entire season or whatever the fucking thing is to make you feel like you're going to continue on your winning streak, right?
Yeah. The tricky thing about it, and it developed into, I don't want to compare my type of OCD to someone who like has a much more intense OCD,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it transitions from something that gets you out of your anxiety and into the right headspace
Mm-hmm.
into it overtakes all of it. And it's not even about the actual game anymore. It's about filling this unfillable prophecy of what's going to happen once you're out there. And there's no way to know. So you're not living in the present ever. Everything is built around the growing anxiety that you're not getting the eating of the ice cream correct. So you're not going to have a
Wow.
great game. And that's where it gets really it gets too powerful, and I really had to like figure some shit out, and because it affected my game at that point. At that point,
Yeah.
I'm fucking filled with ice cream trying to play a hockey game. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so.
Sorry if that got too real.
No, it's really interesting, and it just makes me think like how interesting and weird humans are, like how bizarre our brains are, and how they work in relationship to our bodies and our environments. And I just wonder, if, like, are there animals who have similar things where they're like, I need to eat this much of this thing in order to feel safe in the woods or whatever it is? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if it is related to some sort of lizard brain thing, or if it's exclusively a human thing. Because I know, like, Archie has anxiety, and sometimes he'll just like lick the walls randomly.
Oh, I've seen him do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're connected to the animal kingdom in that way, or if it's just purely a human thing. But boy, are our brains weird, and the shit we do to ourselves. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it really is.
So interesting.
I don't know if we are the most emotional species on the planet or not.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think if we are, I would find it hard to believe that other animals would have that type of thing. Like, I can't imagine a dolphin having to like poke a hole 14 times before it goes in there so that it actually feels safe, even though it's its own hole.
I don't know. It's so interesting that you're saying that, because it's making me think about a whole bunch of things, like how, we know that whales grieve. There was an orca that carried around her baby for weeks in Puget Sound a few summers ago that made the headlines because she was clearly grieving, and she kept pushing this baby's body up, like it kept floating. And there was another orca who wore a salmon as a hat around and like did this fashion trend. Have you ever heard about that?
I never heard about that one. That's a fun one.
Yeah, there was an orca again up in Puget Sound, and like one day just showed up like wearing a sockeye salmon as a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And then other orcas were like, oh, there's like this hat trend where we all wear salmon on our heads now.
That's wild. Well, producer Mark just wrote, dogs naturally circle 3 times to sit.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, yeah, where's the line between that feels superstitious to me.
Right.
It doesn't make sense otherwise, right? Yeah. Like that's some kind of weird tradition that's been passed down from wolf times.
Yep. If I don't circle 3 times, it's not going to be right.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Fucking fascinating. So you had hot pot.
Yeah. And that's why I love this podcast. I did have hot pot. Yes, thank you. Great segue. I had a wonderful time at a fantastic place. It's in the Century City Mall. By the way, fuck the Grove. Like, if you're going to the Grove to like get your mall on in Los Angeles, you are missing out. Westfield Century City Mall. That place has everything.
Okay, I have not been. I don't know why it's a contest with the Grove. One of the places I love dearly.
Fuck Rick Caruso. That guy sucks.
All right.
And I don't think he owns it, or maybe he does own Century City. I don't even know who owns it. Someone's making billions off of us over there too. But the hot pot place that our friend Allie took me to for my birthday, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know it was going to be a birthday thing. And then she like treated me to the most extravagant meal of my life. And I called you afterwards because I had just like had to immediately share. And then I felt bad because you were eating one of your fridge bowls at the time.
Yes.
And I was bragging about my fucking like experience. Like, I'd just been to Valhalla with this like hot pot heaven situation.
break it down because it was for your birthday.
Listen, Allie had just said, do you want to get hot pot together? And I said, absolutely. That sounds fantastic. She didn't tell me she was treating me for my birthday, and she didn't tell me it was going to be over the top. And she gave me the night of my life. First thing at this place, the first thing you notice is that it's jam packed. Like we couldn't even get to our table because the like all the tables were full, and also the aisles are full of servers and robot waiters, which was I got bumped into by one. It just didn't see me, and I was like, how fucking rude. And I thought about our like whole thing about the delivery robots, where you're like, I'm not going to get out of the way of a robot.
Nope.
Well, this robot didn't get out of my way,
And it bumped you.
it bumped me.
Wow.
How embarrassing. For me. So yeah, there are these robot delivery systems that bring all of the items for the hot pot to your table. So when you sit down, a server comes over and they ask like, you know, what kind of drinks you want. And then they sort of like talk you through the menu, but then you order everything from a tablet. And so Allie just put in all of the things. She went fucking ham. And I think we have some video of the
I'll pretend to swipe. There it is.
There we go. So this was like
Oh, look at all that fresh
a
seafood.
huge seafood
Bacon.
bowl. No, that was pork belly. And then she got a split hot pot. There's Allie, the split hot pot with two different broths. There was a spicy pork broth and the tom yum. And then there was a whole bunch of stuff that you don't see in that video. There were like mushrooms and noodles and rice cakes and vegetables and all sorts of stuff and another kind of meat. And it was just... And then the best part for me was when the server came over and handed me an apron and a hair tie. And I was like, what is happening? Oh my God. Is this just for me because you know that I'm a messy eater, or is this, and no, this is what they do for you. And I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly how I want to eat every fucking meal. Give me an apron and a hair tie and let me go hard.
That's so awesome.
And I did. And then at the end, Allie surprised me by she had like secretly told them that it was my birthday. I was a little ahead of my birthday. And so we were celebrating. And there's a video, the next video, where they come over with this like light bright sign that says happy birthday. And they stand next to you and they sing. And I just got this piece of coconut cream cake. And the whole thing was just so fantastic and such a great celebration. And thank you, Allie. It was truly unexpected and so generous and wonderful. And also now it's my favorite food. This is the only thing I ever want to eat.
That's awesome.
Ever again.
Also, the apron and the hair tie.
Yeah.
Look fantastic.
It's a good look for me, right?
Looking great.
I'm not classy.
I'm not familiar with hot pot. Do you mind breaking down? Because I know, like, I saw Allie holding chopsticks, but how do you serve yourself? What's the deal?
Oh, it's awesome. So they give you. It's basically like it's very satisfying. Do you ever watch those cleaning videos on TikTok where it's like they're just like unboxing and like cleaning and organizing and
it's
arranging.
Like
and,
Japanese flight attendant coming home after a 12-hour day.
Or like Korean housewife, and she'll like wave her husband off to work, and then she opens the doors to a big closet, and it's just like a million things, and it's the sound of like the box cutter, and then like the plastic wrap coming off, and so satisfying.
It's a kink. It's one of my kinks.
It's definitely. I watch those and car cleaning TikToks more than anything else.
Ooh.
So satisfying, especially as a messy person. So this is satisfying in that kind of way because it's like a bunch of different cool little compartmentalized things, and so you can keep making yourself bowls of whichever broth you want with whatever you want in it. So it's like every bowl is a surprise. You can have one that's like, ooh, I'm gonna have like pork belly and the spicy pork broth with some vegetables, and then I'm gonna do the tom yum with a bunch of mushrooms and fresh greens, and then just keep refilling, and it's never one giant like American style anything.
Yeah,
like the sirloin stockade all you can eat situation. This is like multiple refillable tiny bowls until you're and like the conversational aspect of it while you're like sharing this hot pot between you, and sort of like each of you is adding what you want into the broth and then ladling it out. It's just perfect.
That's so nice.
It's perfect.
So you're ladling the boiling broth into personal bowls. You're not actually putting anything directly in between you and the table.
Yeah. But you're putting everything in the broth, and then you're like spooning yourself out.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Oh, and so the broth is going to be more enriched and get deeper and deeper the more ingredients you're adding into it too.
And that was my takeaway. Was Allie asked for to-go containers, and I got one of each and brought them home, and they were supposed to be for you, but I ate them.
Why would you bring that up? Why would you you could have just said
sorry.
A reasonable nothing would have been appropriate.
I had hot pot you didn't know about, and then I ate it. Sorry, Mike. But I will take you because I really do want us to go and enjoy this experience. Like, it's going to be really fun.
I'm going to get a text from you that just says, hey, went without you. Had a great time. Sorry again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at the Westfield Century City Mall again.
Here's my apron. Here's my hair tie.
No, you have to go with a friend. I don't think it's a solo endeavor. So let's go.
How long was the meal?
I don't know. I lost all track of time and space. It was fucking amazing.
It's awesome. Also, shout out to that coconut cream cake. It was very high. That's a high cake. It looked good.
Ate it for 2 days. That piece lasted me for 2 days because it was so delicious and stacked. Yes.
Oh, fucking nice.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I've never done hot pot, but I guess like every culture has their own version of a hot pot. Like when we were in Paris and we went to that fondue restaurant.
Oh yeah, I guess that's kind of similar.
Kind of similar, but
Not
not
as
really
satisfying.
because none of us are drinking hot oil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like, oh man, the Refuge de Fondue. I do love that place though, because they serve their wine in little baby bottles, big communal tables, and but you really only get the choice of like meat and hot oil or cheese that you can dip potatoes and bread into. So it's like nowhere near as exciting.
Also, it was a weird meal because as we're drinking wine out of baby bottles, the queen dies.
Oh, that's right.
And so we're like cheersing baby bottles of wine to the queen while drinking hot oil, which I'm sure
I'll never forget,
her ancestors probably dumped over castle walls at people trying to live.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That was a crazy medieval tactic. Can you imagine?
No, I cannot.
Horrifying.
You ever get in the shower and you're like, ooh, too hot.
Ow.
Oh my God.
Dying because you're getting hot pitch poured on you from, terrible.
Fucking awful. Anyway, do you want to get to the news?
Yes, let's get to the news. We have a kind of interesting news story this week, I think, right?
Yeah, we do. My phone is charging. I will pull it up.
Yeah, it's I think we also have a little video of it as well. If we can go to the next. Yeah, there it is.
So there's a new fashion brand out called Capable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking about this, but you're the one who dropped it in our notes, so please share it as well.
But we both watched it. Yeah, we can. It's it's to fool AI facial recognition software that is being used to track people all over the place. And this brand, it's a startup. They've designed this crazy cool clothing that fools the AI so it can't map your face.
Yeah, and so it's almost like camouflage from the fact that we don't have privacy anymore,
right?
But in a fashionable, cool way. I love the colors. I love the knit. I think it looks great. I have so many opinions about it, but I
think it's so neat. They've got a bunch of different like items of clothing. They've got like tops and pants and I think a couple of like cool like full body wear. But basically I think what happens is when the AI looks at that, it just can't distinguish anything in it. So it can't recognize where your face is. And they developed it using this cool new software. And there's a reel. We'll put a link to the reel in the show notes so people can go and actually watch it because it's the designer talking about the technology that they used to create it. I think it's just fascinating and so freaking innovative. Like, trust the kids to come up with cool ways to fucking foil big tech,
Yeah. Again, it's called Capable.
Capable.
How do you, I feel like my easy off the cuff response to this is we shouldn't be having to fool AI so that you're not scanning my fucking face at every turn. But that's not helpful.
Well,
that doesn't do anyone any good. So it's like, I guess at this point it's combating it. It's not about, I wish it wasn't. It's about how do we take back our fucking freedom a bit and have some privacy.
This is the world that we live in. And how are we going to adapt or die?
Right. Use code Joe Rogan to get Capable for 40% off.
Hell no, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I just saw our friend Mike Daisy post about how there was a professor who was talking about how someone had lost their job writing SEO content for a website, and then they had instead been transferred to being an editor for AI generated content, and how that this is just kind of the new reality that we're living in, where like AI is just going to be kind of, as we're seeing with Chat GPT and everything, it's developing so fast. It's like, it's like the right wing taking over. It's happening faster than you can fucking imagine. So I think it's really great that this is like a cool new startup, and I hope that they make a ton of money and that this is the beginning of a new wave of interesting fashion to combat the robot overlords, right?
Yeah, it's pretty wild how many like once I started realizing how much content is out there on like TikTok and Instagram, and how much of it is like from Nest cameras, from security cameras, from just like somewhere on the street. Like, where is that camera on the street, and why is someone allowed to pull that? Like, it's so Man, did you ever see the movie Running Man with
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Of course. Fantastic. Stephen King book too.
I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh,
based
I
on a
would
book.
love
The
to
book
read
has
the book.
the movie has very little to do with the book, actually. It's just sort of like the concept, but they changed it a lot. But yeah, I remember that movie very well.
Yeah, it truly feels like Running Man right now.
The surveillance state. They
Mhm.
talk about it. It's Orwell too. I mean, the Orwellian sort of surveillance state is a big thing in 1984, which I feel like you and I have talked on here so much about.
One day I'll read it. You literally gave me the book. You shoved it into my chest and said, quit talking until you read this book. You're basically repeating things that are already out here. So read this and then grow from there.
It did make me think the other night when we're jumping around a little bit, but hey, it wouldn't be an episode of Weed and Grub if not. We went and saw Scream.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a trailer for a movie called Mafia something or other with Toni Collette and Monica Bellucci. And there's a joke in it where Toni Collette, they're like, she's being inducted into the mafia in Italy or whatever, and they refer to The Godfather, and Toni Collette says, "Oh, I never saw that," and everyone around her is so shocked because they're all Italians, and she's like, "Who has 3.5 hours?"
I'm saying.
And it made me laugh because I was like, "Fucking Mike Glazer, that's who. Mike Glazer's never seen The Godfather.
I've never seen it, and I don't have 3.5 hours for it.
It's insane. It's insane that you've never seen that movie. I cannot
Fuck you, Mark.
believe. I mean, I've never seen Goodfellas, so
You've never seen Goodfellas?
it was such a sticking point when I said that at High Times. Danny Danko was like, "I cannot speak to you until you see that movie," and I was like, "Well, as a matter of principle, now I'm never going to see it."
Absolutely. Absolutely. So would you wear capable clothing?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to get a piece of capable clothing. I think it's so neat.
I do too.
Especially as we enter our new era of like, Weed and Grub traveling the world. I would love to not be screened by every airport security surveillance camera and all that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, I'm not a big camo guy. I'd like to go hunting. I think I need to go hunting.
Wearing this?
Yeah. Wearing
It's gonna look great.
Wearing a fucking knit.
You're gonna blend right in the rainbow AI camo in your duck blind. You'll never bag anything.
Never, but I'm gonna look great on the grid.
Yeah, you're gonna look so good. Be real good for the gram.
You ever seen a turkey roll its eyes?
You would wear it?
Yeah, I love that stuff. Yeah, I was going when you sent that reel in, and I went to their website. Great stuff.
Do you know what the prices are like? Were the prices on there? I'm imagining it's expensive.
Well, what's expensive anymore?
Right.
Like,
Good point.
Kith has these new Samba. I love the Adidas Samba.
You just said like a bunch of words I didn't understand.
I realized it, and then I just slowed down. I just slowed down.
Kith?
Kith is a clothing company by a guy named Feig.
Oh my God.
Oh, geez.
Sorry. Can you just explain hype beast culture to me real quick, Mike? Kith is a clothing line by a guy named Feig.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
So Kith is doing a collab with Adidas and Clark, where they're taking the Adidas Samba. They're adding...
What's the Samba?
The Samba is like that black or white soccer shoe with the 3 stripes and
Got
the gumshoe sole.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they're taking the traditional Samba and they're adding Clark materials to it, which is going to be like just Clark is another company. I don't want to say what the materials are because I'm not exactly sure. And then putting like the Kith spin on the Samba. Oh, here's one right now. Mark is pulling up.
Oh, and we've got the wrong pickup, Mark. If we put our pick of one of our buds of the week up a little too soon.
But one of them's going to be Allie.
She looks great.
And we're going to talk about burrata and bananas.
Okay.
Here we go.
Great. Okay, so that's the Samba. Got it.
I don't even remember now because you were making fun of. So Kith is by a guy named Feig. I can't remember the train of thought anymore.
Sorry, I really fucked you on that one. It was what's expensive anymore was the question.
Oh, thank you. And so those shoes are going to run somewhere between $150 and $200, and then on the resale market probably around $400, right? Because there will be a limited supply, and that's supply and demand. It's simple fucking capitalist economics. But my question is like, what is expensive anymore when it comes to something like AI
Startup clothing.
startup
Yeah.
clothing, an Adidas shoe. Like I don't. The line is different for everyone, and my line has certainly been pushed into like I spent $550 on Space Jam Jordans that I love, and I've worn like 4 or 5 times, and they're a special occasion shoe for me.
Mm-hmm.
I could not. I probably 5 years ago, I could not fathom dropping anything more than $200 on sneakers to wear in the street. And now to me,
Absolutely.
I'm like $550. I want them, and I think it's worth it, and it
Yeah.
makes me feel good. So I just don't have an answer for like whatever this costs to me is worth it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you want to invest in the statement pieces, and also like fast fashion. I think we're really seeing a backlash against the fast fashion with the rise of thrifting, and the pushback against the sort of like Forever 21 H&M Urban Outfitters stuff that just truly you get like 5 wears out of it, and you wash it twice, and then it falls apart. So, yeah, like investing in a beautiful piece of clothing from a cool company it offsets,
Like, how much would you pay for that?
for that
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right
sweater
now.
that this person is wearing and looking very cool. I would pay $385 for that sweater, because I think that that's probably about what they're charging.
Okay, capable. Oh, it was a Kickstarter.
Oh,
That's cool too.
dang! So it's probably not even available as the collection. Like, you would
Garments that shield against facial recognition.
Mm-hmm.
It only had 36 backers and made its 5,000 pounds
No.
or euros. I'm not sure what that. Oh, it's got to be a euro because it looks like an E, like a $sign E. So it
Mhm.
must be a euro.
Yes.
Yeah, and it got its 5,000 euros to start it.
Huh. So keep an
fucking
eye
great.
out. Keep an eye out for it coming.
So I don't think it's dropped
to a
yet.
place near you. Great. Well, I'll be one of the early investors. I would love to have like a Technicolor robe made out of that material.
Are you going to be wearing a robe in the streets?
You know me.
A hair tie, an apron, and a robe?
Yeah, and I'll be using my new name that I came up with for myself.
What do you mean?
Fat Natch.
What is Fat Natch?
It's a boob joke,
And
and I think that would be a funny name to go by if I were a rapper. I would just
Fat
call myself
Natch.
Fat Natch,
Fat Natch.
right?
I love it.
I was just goofing around the other night, being stoned, and I was like, "Yeah, I think Fat Natch would be funny."
As a rap name.
Yeah,
Or as a new name.
as a Fat Natch making those Sammy videos.
Oh, man.
If I had to come up with an alias for the sandwich videos, I think Fat Natch is pretty funny.
Fat Natch is awesome. Fat Natch coming at you.
Fat Natch coming at you in a Technicolor robe from Capable. Look out. Pew pew.
Is that the robots shooting lasers
Pew, pew.
trying to find you?
Yep. I'm invisible. Talking about feminism.
Yeah, the men are trying to find you and they can't find you with their drone strikes.
They can't see me. Yeah. I'm just not available to their eyes.
All right, Fat Natch. Cool.
All right. Cool.
I brought up Joel earlier.
Yes.
And it's because he is in I think Singapore right now, or Thailand. Singapore or Thailand.
Awesome.
And he loves it. He was genuinely like, I could live here. I might want to live here. It's inexpensive. The people are polite. I saw a man stand up on the bus to give an old lady his seat. Like, just things that I'm missing that I'm not seeing in America right now.
Okay.
And he wrote to me and he was like, but I do have a problem. I hope he doesn't mind this part of it, but he was like, somebody that I'm staying with is driving me crazy. And I
Oh.
just need to ask you, Mike, how do you cut your bananas to put into cereal?
Okay.
And so we went deep into what the proper technique is to add a banana slices to your cereal bowl.
Okay.
And so I brought a bunch of bananas today. And a bunch of utensils.
Okay.
And I ask you, Mary Jane,
Yes.
how do you get your banana slices into your cereal? So we have blank slate bananas in peel.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I don't even know what we're going to debate, because for me, there's only one way to both open and cut a banana. So it's weird to me to hear that you went deep on something that I think there's only one way to do.
I also think there's only one way to do it. So we better have the same thought. I brought a bunch of different knives, a bunch of forks, spoons. I even brought a bowl to represent where the cereal would go in case you couldn't imagine it.
I love this play acting. I feel like, knowing how you and I are different on just about every topic, we feel differently, that we're going to have very different styles.
Okay, so let's start with the banana peeling.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the morning. What kind of cereal are you pouring in the bowl?
Oh God, I don't like cereal, but shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat.
Mhm.
Are you you're adding milk after the shredded wheat, right?
Yeah, a little milk, a little sugar, brown
Well,
sugar.
Oh,
Sprinkle
I love
some
that.
brown sugar and then pour some milk. This is how my dad ate it.
boy, that sounds
every day of his
delicious.
life. Yeah.
Okay, so far I'm going to same page with you.
Okay.
Because shredded wheat with brown sugar and milk sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shredded wheat and then milk, brown
Mhm.
sugar.
Brown sugar first, then milk.
Oh, of course, to make the slurry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then could you take a banana?
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
so we have our banana and it's time to
Got a
put it in the
banana.
cereal.
Okay.
So let's open the banana how we would open it
Okay.
and see if we're the same on 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you absolute fucking lunatic. That is not how you open a banana.
Yeah, I rip it in half.
Cannot believe that you just did that.
Well, you're opening it from the wrong way.
I open it the way that monkeys do, which is from the non-stem end. This is how
Mark agrees with you.
Mark is on my side. I can't remember who taught me that, but it's evidently how monkeys do it in the wild.
They don't open it from the part that hangs off the tree.
They don't snap it in half either. Like you just did.
Silverbacks do.
That kind of was like an alpha way to open a banana.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I learned it from another gorilla.
Oh my God. That is so funny. Also, like, I don't have a dick, but that just made me think of like you snapping a boner. And then that made me think of like that weird injury that dudes can get when you can actually get like a penile fracture, right?
It happened to Dennis Rodman.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, he broke his dick. It's in his biography.
Ugh,
Yeah.
painful, I imagine.
Brutal.
Have you had that?
Dennis Rodman?
Have you broken your dick?
No, but when I lost my virginity, neither of us knew what we were doing and she was on top
Mhm.
and it hurt more than it felt good.
Oh God.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Well, anyway, sorry for that. I just had to, this broken in half banana.
So I
makes
break
me
it in
think-
half and then I use the hinge
Okay.
of the peel
Yeah.
to go straight down.
Oh my God. That is insane.
This is the way that I really think most people do. Or that's not fair.
That is
this
how
is the way
zero
I think,
people-
This is the way I'm not even trying to like troll. This is 100% how I open it. And it's because I don't want to touch the banana with my fingers. I don't want to get any banana on me. So I use the peel almost as a pot holder every step of the way. And I use it as hinges to get the peel.
Well, what happens next? You're going to have to touch the banana when you pull it out
Nope,
of the peel.
I only fuck with the peel. See? And then the second half comes down.
Oh my God. It's 0% of the population opens bananas like this.
And then, okay.
All right,
So
all right,
now
we're getting to
here.
the cutting.
We're here. And now, okay, we have our cereal bowl. I have a bowl here for reference in case you're not sure what it looks like.
Yep, I need to
And
use the
I
bowl.
brought a serrated knife, a fork, and a spoon. What are you using to cut the banana slices into the bowl?
I would like the knife, please, not the serrated, the regular.
You would grab a knife for
Yes,
the banana?
like any normal human.
No, Mary
like
Jane.
any normal human
Joel
person.
and I are furious at you.
Like any normal human person, man or woman, I choose a knife after I have peeled my banana like a normal human. And then I cut it like this. Just, gently with the slices. I pull it toward my thumb. It's not a sharp knife, so I don't need to worry about cutting myself. Maybe I take a little slice off the knife. Like that. That's how I do it. Let's see you.
That's so crazy.
What are you talking about?
That's
That is
so
the
crazy.
most normal way to peel and slice a banana that exists. It's so basic.
So then I take one more peel
Okay.
down so
Mhm.
that I almost have a cutting board version of the peel underneath. And then I take my spoon that I'm using for the cereal.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a lefty. Give me 1 second. And then I use the spoon
Yep.
and I use the peel like a cutting board
That is.
and I cut the slices onto the cutting board so that my hands never get messy. I have a perfect cut every single time, and I have a barrier underneath that I'll never go through, so I don't need to get my thumb dirty either. And then I go all the way to the tip, and then I use that same spoon that I used to cut the banana because it's a soft fruit to eat my cereal.
Wow. You just blew my mind. That's crazy. I've never heard of such a thing. Where did you learn that?
I've always done that
Yeah,
since
but
I was
you-
like a child.
So
That
you're-
is the
this is a
exact way.
family. This is a Glazer family banana
No,
situation.
I would never let this out.
So you're saying your mother and father and brother do not do this with a banana?
I would wager that they're knife people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the normal way.
Don't don't you think that's? I think that this is the right way to do it.
I think it's kind of brilliant, to be honest. I love it. I love the cutting board aspect. I do like that you're not going to a second utensil, that
Thank
you're like
you.
employing the spoon that you're going to eat the cereal with, so less dishes to do.
Yeah.
The breaking in half is crazy, though. I don't think
Uh-oh.
I'm strong enough to break a banana in half.
Weird. Weird bullshit.
It's a weird hill to die on. I'm not strong enough to break a banana.
But
Wow.
that's so okay. Should we do an Instagram story poll?
Sure.
I don't even know what we'd be asking. What do you use to cut your banana? Knife or spoon?
Or whose side are you on?
That's the one. Oh, let's do that. Yeah, a Mike versus Mary Jane banana cereal. Fucking great.
I would be so interested to see who comes out on top because I feel like people's brains are going to be blown by your banana techniques. And that mine is very basic and boring. Except I will say the way to open a banana, opening it from the non-stem end, when I discovered that, it was like also I learned a weird new technique to double knot my laces, which is so amazing.
Oh.
It's like something that, once you learn it, you're like, why did I ever do it any other way?
That's awesome. I'd like to learn that from you, actually, because these shoes come untied every
I'll tell
1,000
you,
steps.
Real quick. I don't know if I can get my foot into camera, but
Take off your
basically,
shoes. Let's see those toes.
hell no. Here, I'll just do it really quickly. So you do your first rabbit ear.
Hold on. Nobody's going to be able to see this. Let's do it on a different ep then.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
You take your first rabbit ear like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wrap around, and you're going to do your second ear, and then you just go through twice. Joop.
Whoa.
And it never comes undone. And then when it comes time to untie your shoe, you just go like that, and it undoes in one joop. And it's not a knot, or it's a slip knot, I guess.
You just blew my mind.
It's cool.
That's a cool move.
I just learned it like maybe a year ago.
Wow.
Like, I'm in my 40s, people. Like this is this is new developments all the time. Never stop learning.
Never stop
Never
growing.
stop learning. Never stop growing. You won't get old if you keep an open mind, man.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That was very neat to learn.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm going to start doing that. And maybe you can start opening your bananas in the middle.
I will try it. I'll try it once and see how it feels.
It feels powerful. It feels good. It feels strong.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a silverback. Huh?
I'll tell you what, I've never opened it from the butt. So I will try it from the butt.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Thanks for not jumping on that try it from the butt joke. I kind of set it up and I was like, I don't know if she's going to take.
You want me to make a butt sex joke?
No,
No, we're good.
You want to talk about burrata?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah, we're getting to the end here.
so
there's our banana video.
This is our banana video. I forgot to swipe.
Photo.
I just tried to find the grossest looking banana cereal I could.
What do you think that is? Porridge, maybe? With like Nutella? It just looks like someone pooped in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's oatmeal.
Oatmeal, bananas,
with hot
cream,
fudge,
and
maybe?
maybe Nutella.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure it tastes delicious, but it looks fucking awful.
It looks like you're never going to poop. Next. Okay.
All right. Burrata.
Burrata on pizza.
Okay.
I am so anti the whole burrata boule on a slice of pizza. And I never thought I would be I never thought I would say it, but I was watching. And wait, let me preface this with like shout out to a Parmigiana.
Okay.
I'm gonna blank on his Instagram because he is crushing it.
Parmigiani.
Parmigiani.
Mm-hmm.
He's crushing it in New Jersey.
Yeah.
With his pizza pop-ups, and his slices look incredible.
Yes.
Excuse me. If we ever go to the New England states, I'd love to do a fucking collab with him.
Absolutely. It's a must.
But it will not be a whole burrata on a slice of pizza.
What's your fucking major beef?
It looks so out of proportion.
What's your beef with burrata, Mike?
I have a burrata beef.
Yeah.
And
What's up with that?
It's a proportional burrata beef
I don't
because it is
understand.
it's too much cheese and not enough top. I like when the cheese is hidden underneath the toppings. I don't need a whole thing
underneath the toppings. The cheese is the topping.
Cheese is not a topping on pizza.
Cheese. Oh.
Oh my God. You think cheese is a topping?
This is a controversial. What are you talking about? Of course cheese is a topping.
Cheese is a layer to hold the toppings. Cheese is not a topping on pizza.
I think that cheese is a topping and then it goes over all of the. You put cheese on last. You put like your meat and your everything, and then you sprinkle cheese over that, and then you bake it all together, and the cheese holds it down. Your face.
I cannot believe that.
Well, regardless of where you like your cheese,
you
if
think
this is about the
cheese is not a
burrata,
topping, though?
This is obviously a fucking topping. We're talking about burrata as a topping. That's a cheese and it's a topping. What are you so mad about?
Okay, that is on top.
Yes,
but
because it's a topping.
But when you're ordering just a normal pizza, not this fancy, not like a fancy slice, but if cheese is just a part of the pizza itself, like a Domino's or a Papa John's, or Papa John's is okay now because of Shaq. So even Papa John's, cheese is not a topping on those pizzas.
I guess you're right because a lot of those come with like the little, meat coins on top of the cheese. But my favorite kind of pizza is when there is cheese on top of everything else.
Would you say that because the cheese, is on top of the sauce, it's technically a topping? Or do you really think that the sausage and everything on top is the toppings and the cheese is not considered a topping?
It kind of breaks my brain to think about it. I just think that anything that goes on top of pizza is a topping. Like even the sauce is a topping. It's like there's the pizza dough and then everything else is a topping. It's just extra.
Mark, you're yelling at me this whole episode.
Screaming through the door. Listen, as far as the burrata goes, so I went to, our friend Jordan took me to a place in Union Square when we met for our very first lunch in real life ever. And I can't remember the name of it, but it had an add a burrata choice on the menu for any pasta. And I thought that was so genius because it's like sort of like the new truffle, right? Like
It is.
truffles are super played out. Nobody really wants to fuck with like adding truffles to anything anymore. Also, I think they're probably like endangered at this point or something. I know that the truffle hunt, there's a documentary that I actually want to watch about the truffle hunters and their like whole way of life going out of business because generationally, like there are no new truffle hunters coming on board and there are all these like old guys who are dying out.
Wow. Oh, if you want to watch that together, I'd love to watch
I would love
that.
to. Yeah, I heard great things about it. So that said, truffles played out. Maybe burrata is the next new food trend, and that's what you're seeing.
Burrata is having an absolute moment right now.
Mhm.
Burrata is having a moment. I just think it's
so
too
good.
much.
Really?
Yeah, it's just too much, and it's not. And it's so mild for how much it is.
As a
I don't mean
self-professed
prices.
cream boy, I am having a hard time buying into the fact that you truly don't like burrata.
I like burrata. I just okay. If this burrata instead of a whole boule on top of a slice of pizza, if instead it was sliced,
But you can't
Thin?
slice burrata. That's the whole thing. It's like a milky splooge.
it is a milky splooge.
It's a milky splooge. There's no slicing.
Yeah.
So when you cut into it and the whole thing just kind of, blah, blah, you know, that's the delight. So it has to be the boule.
I
You
can't
want the
do
boules
it.
to be smaller?
Yeah, maybe like quarter size boules dotted around
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, it's just the proportions and the entire thing. It's just like too much for the mouth, too
Yeah.
much cream.
I mean, listen, I appreciate a strong pizza opinion because you and I recently were talking about chicken on pizza. And I was like, that's just like a hard no.
I almost choked you to death, and then I thought about it, and I think you are absolutely right. I apologize for like almost
You were taken aback.
Mary Jane, why are you wearing sunglasses?
Oh my God, Mike, you can't make DV jokes on here. Jesus Christ. As a feminist who makes sandwiches, I take offense to that.
Okay, fair. Yes. Yes.
Also, I wouldn't be wearing sunglasses if you had choked me. I'd be wearing a scarf. Just, take some notes if you're going to be beating up women.
It's
for the pizza
it's the
choices.
mayo for me.
It's the mayo for me.
Okay,
Thank
so
you. Follow my sandwich videos.
So I it's such a crazy opinion, but I think
Chicken
you're
does
right.
not belong on pizza in my world. I do not enjoy it. Like when this like buffalo chicken pizza nonsense, crazy American craziness.
It's always dried out.
Always dried out. Always never a good time. It's always the breast. It's always dried out. Get the fuck out of here with your chicken on your pizza.
Completely agree. And I've always
a
thought
fan.
of it. It's always on the menu as a premium ingredient.
Yeah.
I think it is the most non-premium ingredient there is.
No, it's bunk. Fuck out of here.
That's nice to agree on something.
So, okay, good. That's a good place to probably just wrap up this episode, right?
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
We are. There was one other thing I was going to bring up, but it's such a tangent that I'm
Let's
worried
do
it would go.
You got to. We've been so all over the place for this one. It's such a good time.
So for the Gateway show in San Diego with Billy Anderson,
Mhm.
I rode to San Diego with friend of the show, guest on the show, and another person who does a podcast here at Petty Cash Studios. I was driving there with Carmen Morales, and we left for San Diego really early to go get sandwiches at like one of the #1 San Diego spots called Big Front Door. Great sandwiches. Then we started talking about places in LA that we would both like to go to. And she told me about this Italian place. Game-changing idea for a sandwich. You ready for the pitch?
I'm ready.
The pitch is what they can do is you order any full-size sandwich. Let's say it's like a Italian sub.
Great.
You can also order a mini version of any sandwich
Okay.
and get that as a side sandwich.
A side sandwich?
So if you wanted to get the Italian sub because you love it, but you wanted to try the weird balsamic glazed pork with pickled jalapenos, but you don't want that to be your whole sandwich, you can order a side sandwich of any sandwich so that you can taste new things.
What the fuck?
Fucking brilliant.
Fucking side sandwiches.
Yeah. And
Yo.
more times than not, to be real, I could eat a whole sandwich and I
Yes.
wouldn't mind another half.
I definitely could eat a whole sandwich and save another half for like later that day.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. So I hope that is a new trend that comes out. The side sandwich.
I would love to go and check this place out. What did you say the name of it? Did you?
It's I'm not giving it. No, I'm gatekeeping that.
Okay.
No, let's go try it and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, great. I'm so excited to try that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My God. I also it was so funny, like just going through the comments on the sandwich videos to plug my sandwich at It's the Mayo for me on Instagram and TikTok. Because I'm, making sandwiches about sexism and misogyny every day. And I had someone just comment with a very unhelpful comment that was basically like a link to why America has a sandwich problem. And I was like, what a weird thing to send me. But evidently, sandwiches are part of the American diet and like unhealthy. It takes up an unhealthy proportion of our sort of national diet, and it's not good for us and meow, meow, meow. But
hey, why don't you just support the fucking videos?
Why you're being a bummer?
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was like, okay. Anyway, thanks for engaging.
I make pro-misogyny pasta videos. And I just wanted to share that tomato sauce is actually missing the fucking point.
Thank you, Mike.
Jesus Christ. Well, look, before we get to Bud of the Week, if we're going to plug things, I'd like to plug a couple dates.
Absolutely.
March 24th, I am doing a big charity show with Chef Michael Simon, John and Vinny, Antonio LaFaso, a bunch of comedians, and the whole thing is put on by Chef Simon and a guy named Ricky. And it is all proceeds are going to eradicating food deserts. It's a small 1,000-seater or 100-seater, and each ticket's $1,000. Wow. It's almost sold out, which means $100,000 going to eradicating food deserts. But if you don't live in LA and you don't have $1,000, you can go to rakenow.org and donate any amount of money. It all is because nobody should be only surviving on convenience stores and liquor stores in this fucking country. We have a surplus of food and nobody should not have access to any of it. So that is March 24th. March 30th, I'm recording my first album. It is going to be a banger. There is an Eventbrite link. Tickets are free because nobody should pay for this. Like, it's going to be a fucking party. So come to see me record my album on March 30th, directed by Mark. It's called Life Rules.
I'll be there heckling you.
Yeah, Mary Jane is going to insert herself. She's going to wear a potato costume and interrupt.
Actually, did you know? Just doing my job.
She's opening bananas behind me the whole time. And then March 31st, I am at Jetpack at Bar Lubitsch, and then something else in April. And then we have our 420 show in April.
Heck yes, at the Ice House in Pasadena. We'll have a link to share soon, and we'll be able to announce our fabulous guest lineup soon as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Comedy Store on 419. We're ringing in 420 at midnight.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'll get better at doing dates. That was too long and not interesting enough.
Who cares? We're here for it.
Cool.
We're all here for it.
Thank you.
Time to wrap this baby up and go get some pizza with not burrata or chicken on it. So Buds of the Week.
Buds of the Week. My Bud of the Week this week is a dear friend who just had his 44th birthday. Oh, we forgot about The Last of Us.
Damn it. Real quick, if you haven't watched The Last of Us on HBO, it's an incredible season of fucking heartrending beauty, and we fucking loved it. And we were going to talk about that last up.
Oh, it was heartbreaking.
I feel like we can't get to it now.
We have to.
Okay,
we have to because you said you had an Easter egg that I don't know.
Okay.
So if you don't share an Easter egg, I'm going to be pissed.
Real quick, this last episode of The Last of Us was it's so incredible. I did not play the game, but my understanding is that it was very, very close to the end of the game. And I thought that was really cool. And they also chose to preserve the exact ending from the game, which I thought was pretty neat. But the scene where they meet the giraffes and Joel and Ellie are like upright with a giraffe that's eating leaves from her hands. Everyone thought that was CGI. That was not CGI. That was real. They did that with a giraffe at the Calgary Zoo.
Wow.
Isn't that neat? Like, what a cool moment as a young actor for Bella Ramsey to like meet a giraffe and feed it and just have that moment. It was like the most beautiful moment in that freaking episode. And also shout out to the woman who plays at the very beginning. It opens with a pregnant woman who delivers the baby that we learn is Ellie.
Yes.
And it was so intense and so beautifully done.
Yes.
That actor who played the pregnant woman was Ellie in the original video game.
Wait, wow,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That's so satisfying.
So full circle and so neat. So just what a freaking great job with that whole show. And I'm so excited to see season 2, which will be too long in the coming
Yeah.
because I don't think they've started filming it yet. But like, goddamn, Pedro Pascal. Woo.
Ooh. Binge it. If you
Woo.
haven't binged it, hit up Mary Jane. She'll give you her HBO Max password because it is so worth a binge.
Yeah, it's true. I just had a friend ask online the other day. She was like, I've just started it and it just seems too intense for me. Like, is it worth continuing? And everyone just piled on and was like, please do. Like, you won't regret it. It's harrowing and heartbreaking. And yeah, like I've cried several times, but it is also so worth it. It's so beautifully done. So congratulations to everyone who fucking worked on it, man. Like all of those actors and the whole team behind it. Like, I hope they just are flying so high.
Yeah, and my friend Matt Apodaca, who's a big gamer, wrote and said, "Hey, everyone who hasn't played the video game, just so you know, season 2 doesn't get any better, doesn't get any easier, but it gets so good.
Yeah.
Strap in."
I'm stoked. I was just talking to Jordan Morris the other night when we saw him after the sandwich show that you were on.
Yeah.
And Jordan was saying he played the game and watched the show, and he was like, it's yeah, just so satisfying as someone who loved the game. It was just really neat.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Okay, Buds of the Week.
Jesus Christ, this episode is just all over the place. Here we go.
That's my Bud of the Week. My Bud of the Week this week. Happy birthday, Stephen Kramer Glickman. Happy 44th birthday. You might know Stephen Kramer Glickman from his podcast that I do with him called The Nighttime Show. You might know him as Gustavo from Big Time Rush. You might know him from touring all over the country with his new album that he just wrote of these beautiful cover songs. He's collabing with Lisa Loeb on it and doing shows here in LA for charity. Him, Lisa Loeb, singing their hits. And I just love him so much.
Didn't he perform with CeeLo?
Yeah, he just performed with CeeLo too. They raised tons of money for charity with that show.
Freaking amazing.
Yeah, they duetted on Crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, he threw a great birthday bash.
Rager.
His mom at one point, because she knows about you and I's whole thing about love and weed, and he had a bunch of weed there, and she reached into her bra and pulled out a joint, and she kind of like raised her eyebrows at us, and I was like, man, this whole family's fun.
That's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Steven. What a freaking amazing party you threw to celebrate your amazing life. It was like all of the coolest, most fun people there. And you had like sandwiches and weed and drinks and ice cream, and yeah, it was the best.
It was the best. So that's my Bud of the Week, Stephen Kramer Glickman.
Nice. My Bud of the Week is our friend Allie Lou, who treated me to the meal of a lifetime that has set me on a whole new hot pot path. This pic I grabbed from her IG. I hope she doesn't mind because it's just a hot pic. But follow her at ALuzer, ALUZER. She just got repped to start being pitched out for to be a TV writer. She's fucking funny as shit, and she makes cool stuff, and she is just an excellent all-around human being who I love very much. So Allie, she's also, we've got a couple of eps of the pod with her. You can go back and listen to I think one is called Bathtub Cheese and Joke Math, maybe.
Oh, that's right. Because yeah, we all like lay in bathtubs and eat cheese when we're sad.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how you make yourself feel better. Not burrata though, for you, I guess.
Like an apple.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
eating a burrata in the bathtub.
Great. Put me in a bathtub filled with burrata.
I can never take you to Italy. Where'd Mary Jane go? Oh, she's in the mozzarella bath again.
Swimming around. Thanks, Mike. This has been fun. I always love seeing you Monday afternoons with Mark to do our fun thing.
Yeah, this was an awesome app. Again, follow us at Weed and Grub. Follow us on TikTok at Mike and Mary Jane. Check out our YouTube, especially for this whole fucking piece of banana drama we just had.
Banana drama.
And don't forget to check in on our Instagram because we're going to give away some Kingfisher fusions from Ed.
Nice. See y'all next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.